So, Prof, at the moment it appears that attention is turning away from the federal government, even to the states.
Absolutely.
Questions are being asked.
Absolutely.
What is happening to the Homongo's allocation coming to state? And we don't know whether at the next session of the protest, because they say they may resume on the 1st of October. If attention should turn to states, how do you see Ekiti faring?
We fly high. We did the national one. We did not. We had our Ekiti festival even during the Abi. You didn't come and cover. We had our festival. Everything was fine. The governor of Oyebanji's administration has been one with a human face right from the very beginning. Okay, maybe that is also where he says he was homebred, so he knows all the pains in the place, So it has been okay. And again, you know that October 16 is always our anniversary.
Yes.
So we always try to ensure that things get done well, way before that. But I am a full statist. I'm a sub-nationalist in every sense of the word. I'm a federalist. I do not believe everybody should just be waiting on Abuja to do anything. That is not a multi-ethnic, multi-religious, large state like Nigeria. Should actually be, the local government actually should be a major aspect of our governance. I know we will still get into it, but yes, we're a federal system. I believe it should be a two-tier federal system. There's the federal government and the state government. And then at the state, it should be two-tier, the state and the local government. So that there should even be some towns, okay, some urban towns that should have their own mayor, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay, so it will be even a town administration. Okay, Ado, for example, there's no reason why Ado cannot have you define out a geographical space of Ado, and Ado has a town administrator in addition to the local government. So that's, I support that completely. And I'm hoping that sometimes when you say they have gotten humongous, relative to before.
Yes.
But the question is that if they've gotten relative to before, is that still enough to do all that they need to do? And that is still a question. Many of the states were not formed based on viability and so on. So they're still struggling. But that's where we are. And it's unlikely that any state will want to fold up, because they know how Ekiti alone fair fold up by with all the effort to get Ekiti State, or even the LCDAs that have been created in many of the states. It will be very difficult for you to knock them out. So there are realities on the ground that we must face, and we must do the best to make the best of the suboptimal situation.
Prof, do you think Ekiti State government is doing enough from the, additional allocation coming to it to ease or to develop the people?
Well, I'll tell you this. That when you look at the list of states, it is usually about the 34th, 33rd in allocation. Okay? But also, we have 34th, 33rd in size, 33rd, 34th in land space. We are, the total land space of Nigeria is about 1 million square kilometers. We're only 56353, so they were 0.6% of land of the country. The country, they say, is 220 million. We're only 3.2 million or 3.9 million. We're 2% of the country. So if you do 0.6%, you do 2%, we're a 1.5% state. So if anything is being distributed based on land size and on population, about 2%, Kinuama do. We get 5%, 5.5 billion the last time when there's a lot of money, 5.5 billion. I think the local government got 3 point something. Bayelsa, which has only 8 local government, I worked in Bayelsa before, got 25 billion in state and another, I think 3 point something in the state. So while we got about 8 billion total, they got 29 or 30 billion total. Okay? But it is how you spend your money that matters. Okay? We spend our allocation well. We have a lot of development partners who give us either money or loans. We spend our loans well. We have several programs for results, either World Bank loans or other loans that we spend well. And that's really why, if we did not have development partners work with us along with our FAC, we will not be where we are today. I mean, we don't have development partners come and say, oh, you have given us money, leave us alone. No, we work with them. We're a progressive state. Governor Fayemi was a development governor. Governor Yibanji also, he's a political scientist. He's worked in the bank. He's a disciplined person. So we are doing well. He has organized around himself a group of smart and young people. I'm one of the oldest among them, grandfather among them, but he has quite a number of young people who are working with him. I'm happy to work with them, to offer my fatherly advice and whatever else I can do to ensure that the continuity is continuous.
One of the demands of the protesters,
yeah,
reducing cost of governance.
Yeah.
Is it necessary?
Governance is too expensive. I will admit that governance is too expensive. From the top to the bottom, okay? Whether it is the cost of running a governor's office, to the costs of running the assemblies, to the cost of political appointees, to the cost of government officials. Expensive. When I see any governor's convoy, and I'm not taking my governor alone, any governor's convoy, or when I see the presidential convoy, I say, this is expensive. I was Vice Chancellor of Federal University of Turkey. And one day the president, Jonathan, was supposed to come and visit my university. He had come to Yenagoa to do something, but he was supposed only to come to my university, to come and visit us and go back to Yenagoa. So they told me that he would come at 9. And I waited at 9, he didn't come. 10, I now called somebody, said, when do you think he will come? Say, Prof, he won't come until about 12. So I said, he will come at about 12. So I now had to go and inspect something. I said, let me quickly go and inspect that thing and come back. So I went about 10 o'clock. I think he now changed his mind and came a little bit earlier. Now, where I went to inspect was along his path. Okay? Along his path. And so, but they did not tell me on time that he had decided to come. So he was almost close to the place when they said, The president has taken off from here and I go out. He's going to Tokyo. So I was stuck where I went to inspect. And you know, when there's a convoy like that, you can't join. Huh? So my car was there. Lord have mercy.
You're waiting for
the number of cars.
and you were restless.
The number of cars that went past. And I knew that he was coming only to the university for maybe 1 hour to inspect something and return. I tell you that there must have been 100 cars that went past me on that day. And I just shook my head that this is not right. And I'm sure okay. Now, I don't know how many of them were official or non-official, but that was still money spent. Somebody must have paid. That's burning that amount of fuel for that activity is money that could have been spent elsewhere. And it's the same everywhere. No matter the cost. I remember my dad once saying that when fuel price increases, actually it is government that feels it the most. Because government must still run. They must still buy the fuel at the cost that is real. The fact that the fuel is this amount does not mean the governor must not go to where he needs to go. He may sometimes modify a little thing, but in general. So the cost of governance increases when all of these things increase. In fact, and also the propensity of government officials to be corrupt when the cost of all of these things increases. Because àwa aládé wa ń di ibi tán ti ń fún ọ lépo jẹ́ kèmi náà rọ díẹ̀ sí inú tèmi. So the cost increases. The issue too, as I've mentioned, of everybody in the country earning the same, the governors earn the same, commissioners earn the same, these earn the same. Okay? The number of political appointees. Some of the political appointees are made for maybe the next election or to promote, just to give employment. Government as employment is what Nigeria is about to a lot of extent. Not efficiency, not productivity. I don't know when that will change. So civilian government is expensive. Okay? And I think we need to look for ways of reducing governance. Okay. And still ensuring that those people not employed are productive. I mean, you take them into agri, take them into value chains. Every commodity has a value chain. If you say somebody is in the agri farmer, a value chain does not mean he's a farmer. From inputs all the way to electricity, water, there is a value chain for all of education. Everything that a human being needs from the morning till evening has a commodity. And each of those communities has a value chain that we must engage our people in. Politics should not be a commodity.
What's your recommendation in terms of reducing cost of governance?
Oh, I mean, the first thing is to reduce the number of people. The other thing is to reduce the unit, is to reduce the number, to reduce conspicuous consumption. Okay, conspicuous consumption. Parties and this and that. Travels that do not bring anything. To reduce the... I mean, for example, now, for me to go to Abuja, now, ₦500,000 naira. Because if I don't book my flight quickly enough, it is easily 200,000 naira to fly from
Akure.
Akure
To
to
Abuja.
Abuja. 200. And many times I have to pay that on my own. And 6 months, 7 months, I don't get my refund. So now I don't go to Abuja unless I absolutely must. I will ask, can't we do this by Zoom? Okay? So we must use technology. But there are times when they want you to be there.
Yes.
Okay? Just maybe I should say, just now, they gave me 3 of my refunds back. Average of, I would tell, so that people who come asking for money. But that is money that you have spent almost 6 months before. You have to have the money if you have to go to work. So it's a lot of money now. And that's part of the cost of, and that's only me. We have 15, 16, 17 commissioners who get called to, that's also part of the federalizing aspect of this country. There's too much call to Abuja to do this or to do that. Too much.
People of the Fountain,